Hello there, this is day 6 of using the Cricut Maker for sewing. So a couple of little pointers before we get started. So if you want to add this tab here, do not add 2 sections of stabilizer, just use one on the external. And also for any of the binding pieces, I would highly recommend using some sort of really thin quality, cheap cotton to do that. And I would also use some really cheap cotton to do the tab as well. That is just help to reduce the bulk, because I struggle just a little bit here. I managed to get it done, but I would recommend just using some thinner stabilizer and some cheaper cotton. This is quite a thick cotton. So without further ado, let's get started on making this pencil case. This is my Cricut home page, and you will find me at Cassie Cartsmell. The projects will be here. I have pre-recorded all these videos. This is day 6 of using your Cricut Maker for sewing. And in day 6 today, we are going to be making a small but wide pencil case, I called it. So this is the project. It's a boxy small but wide pencil case, and this is my name. You might want to possibly follow me on Cricut so you don't lose my homepage. And also these are the things that you're going to need. So you're going to need fabric cotton for one external section and an internal section, and you're going to need some for the binding and also for this tab section. I didn't put it on the blog post part, but on the video we'll cover how to put that tab on the other end. I find with that tab you can open the zipper a bit more easier. And medium weight fusible stabilizer, I'll go through that. It's not the furry stuff, it's the stuff that it's like a woven fabric with a fusible on the other side. So I'll show you that when we come to that. And also a zipper, and it needs to be at least 12 inches long, because you want kind of like some overhang on this project, because we are going to pull the zipper off. And I do have a video for that. If you don't know how to put the zipper back on, it's very, very easy. Don't shy away from it. We like to learn new things on this channel, and doing binding and pulling a zipper pull off really isn't that scary, trust me. So you're going to come down to this button down here that says make it. Your Cricut machine should be on, otherwise it doesn't connect to the actual project. So if you're struggling to connect to the project, that is probably why, because your Cricut machine isn't on. So you will have, so click OK. You will have this section here, which is, it can either be the external or the internal, it really doesn't matter, they're both the same. And then we have, don't put the mirror on when you're doing this, and you will need the 12-inch by 24-inch mat when you are cutting. This here is, that's for the zipper tab that I'm going to do, and I'll show you how to do that. This here is for the binding strip. I think you're going to need like another one of these. It's 1 inch wide by however long you're going to need. So if you just want to cut it off as you go, you can do. I kind of put it there so you had a little bit of a pattern going. And this is for the internal. So there's an external and internal section. So I'm going to select this one first, and I'm going to continue. It's going to connect to my maker. Like I said, if you're having trouble with this part, it's because you haven't turned your maker on. Now, because I have some stabilizer on it, and you should have some stabilizer on it too, because if you don't put stabilizer on it, it's going to be like a floppy pencil case and it doesn't hold its structure very well. So you do need something in between the layers. If you've only got quilted cotton, you could do it with that. I've not tried it with that just yet. I have just done it with my type of stabilizer. So you are going to press this button here for cotton bonded. Now we're not going to do this here. We're not going to put it on mirror. We're going to leave that alone. We're going to make sure this is put on more, And I'm also going to edit this tool because I don't want to cut my fabric using this particular blade. I'm going to edit, I'm going to press the rotary blade and apply. Now, another thing that I want to do is edit over here. You don't want to rush any of these sections. I've rushed through these and wasted fabric. So make sure that you go slowly and make sure that everything is how you want it to be. So this is the place where you can actually change where you want it on the mat. So I'm going to put it about here, so I know that I can stick some masking tape right along here. So I'm going to leave it there, so I know that my fabric needs to start at just a little bit over this one. You want it to be able to cut part of the fabric off, so don't have the fabric starting exactly where it's starting here. Always just cut a little bit more off. So we press done. And then the Cricut is all set up and ready to go. So let's go over to the workstation and go over a few things. I cut fabric sections out 14 inches by 9 and adhered some stabilizers to the back. This is the fusible woven interfacing. So this is what it looks like. It's 100% cotton and it's woven, and it's fabric on one side and it's obviously fabric on the other side, but it's got some glue on the other side and you can see it shining. So, and it's a heavyweight one. And this is what I adhere to both sides of my cotton. I'm going to take my long Cricut mat and I'm going to place, remember I positioned my fabric so I could have a little bit of space so I could apply some painter's tape. And I got some paper tape here. And I'm just going to make sure that this is not going to definitely move on me. Sometimes it just needs to be a little bit more secure. I have loaded the mat into the Cricut Maker and I'm just going to press on the flashing C button. Then it's going to take it through into the Cricut and it's going to cut it for me. Because this is bonded fabric, I'm going to run this through the Cricut 3 times. Now, don't unload the mat. Don't press the arrow up and down. Press the C again and it will take it back through to the Cricut and it will cut again. I'm going to do this another 2 times. So make it a really good practice to go through really slowly and double check everything. So I want to edit this again. It doesn't remember your changes, I'm afraid. So I'm going to move this back down again so I know that I can line my fabric up this way. So then I can press done. It remembers that I've got the rotary blade in. It remembers I want more pressure and everything is all set up. So just don't rush through all these settings and just completely go through everything as to not waste any materials basically. So cut your other pieces however you want to cut them. The tab does not have any stabilizer on it and the binding pieces don't have any stabilizer on them. So let's work on the main section of the pouch first. You're going to get both sections of your pouch and have them wrong sides and put them together like so. Clip or pin into place. So this is what it looks like. And what I'm going to do is I am going to stitch all the way along here, creating some quilting lines. This is to hold both the sections together. Now you're going to take your zipper, cut the end off that has the end of the zipper, and then you're going to take your zip, pull it down slightly, and we are going to cut off this part here. And then we're going to pull the zipper off completely. Now don't worry, this is really easy to put back on. Now look at the zipper here. You have the part where the teeth are showing. So you're going to have it face down onto your pouch. and you're going to have the ends overhanging, and this is so we can put the zipper back on easy. So don't chop the ends off, and make sure that you have excess on each end. You're going to clip with wonder clips, take to the sewing machine and sew it into place. Do the same on the other side. So the teeth are going to be this side, and then you are going to sew into place. Now what you're going to do here is you're going to flip this section back onto itself, and you're going to stitch this down. So I am going to flip it back. It's going to be easier getting some wonder clips and just gripping this section into place, and you're going to stitch this all the way down. Now that that's done, we're going to put the zipper back on. So basically you are going to meet this into the center. You're going to make sure that everything lines up here, and then you're going to chop off just a little bit just to make this zipper tape flush and straight. So this is joined up, and then we can just cut this straight. You're going to take your pull, and it goes on this way. So you're going to put your fabric, one side of your zipper into one part of this slot and another side into the other side of the slot. One is easier than the other because it kind of closes up a little bit when you have one side in. But bear with it and pull right down as far as it can go. So this section, the other side's in, and then this one's the tricky side. So you're going to just push it in as far down as it'll go. This is where you need 3 fingers. Holding down or pressing down really firmly onto the tape, pull the zipper close. See, it hasn't caught it. I'm going to try again. Hold both sides down firmly and pull up. It will eventually get there, and I'm going to pull it all off. And the reason being is that I want it to be fully shut when I do the next part. So I'm going to do this again. And I'm just going to open this up like so. And I'm going to attach that pull again once more. So okay, that is the pull on. I found it easier to actually grip the sides down with some wonder clips. And then what we're going to do is leave this zipper pull kind of half down. Don't pull it off completely. You can also now cut these away. It's turned inside out. Be very careful at this moment not to pull that zipper pull all the way off. So basically we're going to get this rectangle here, and we are going to sew down this into place. You're going to do the same thing with the other side. I'm going to cut a little bit of this bulk off, and then we're going to attach some binding there. Take a piece of your binding. We're going to place it over the top here, and we're just going to eyeball it, and we're just going to cut a little section off. This needs to be face down if you are using any sort of pattern on here. So you're going to sew this into place. You're going to pull the binding piece up like so, and then you're going to turn both of these sections over, and then just get some wonder clips and clip these down. And then where these 2 sections are, hello Gatsby. Hey, hello Gatsby. Can the people see what they're doing, please? Thank you. So then you're going to fold this over and then fold it onto itself. So you're basically creating a binding for your pouch. I apologize for the cat. He likes his cuddles when I'm sewing. Also do the same for the other side. Let's do the zipper pull. So on the part where it's 5 inches long, you are going to fold in half and press. Open it out, and then you are going to meet that section in the middle, and you're going to do the same thing on the other side as well. And then, so it looks like this. So these are the open parts. And then fold that in on itself again. Stitch both sides into place. Fold over to create a loop. You're going to get your pull, and you're going to, where this part is closed here, you're going to tuck it in. And it can be however long you want it to be. It's totally up to you. And then you're going to close this flat down and make sure it's all even on all sides. Try not to get this twisted. And then you're going to sew this into place. Now go really slow here, because you're going to have some bulk here, so just be careful. So there's a lot of excess here. Cut that bulk away. Now do that with the rest of the corners and sew into place. Be very careful going over this because it's very heavy, or you could try and snip some away and see if that helps. And then you're going to do the same thing as we did before and attach some binding so all the raw edges are closed. Like I said, you're going to have to go slow over this section here because it's very bulky already. If you are struggling, just completely ignore the center, this part, and make sure the sides are closed, and also put in a leather needle. That is also going to help. Once everything is complete, all of the binding is done, you can turn it right sides out. And here we have our finished pencil case with the tab attached. And that's the inside. Holds everything nice and safely. Hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Like I said, I have over 500 sewing and quilting tutorials. So I hope to see you next one. That would be day 7.